up, everybody? It's Monday. No, it's not Monday. Everybody, it's Saturday, March 20th, 2010, and it's time for my Smackdown thoughts. Now, you may be wondering, why do I have this Southern accent? And it's quite simple, actually. To tell you the truth, it just happened. I went to the doctor the other day, and he said the only way for me to lose the Southern accent is if you rate, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. So if you guys don't want me to be making videos like this, you might as well go ahead and follow me on Twitter and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm going crazy. Alright, I don't really know what that was, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure, but it just came out. I just turned on the camera and I started talking, and that's what came out of my mouth. I don't really know. Alright, so but if you haven't, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description bar down there. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you. So I didn't put out my Smackdown review because I was really tired. Like, I was super tired. Like, you don't really even, I don't think you can fathom how tired I was last night. And that's how tired I was. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I didn't put out a Smackdown review. And so I'm just gonna give you my quick thoughts on Smackdown. Smackdown sucked. I'm joking. It didn't suck. Smackdown was it was kind of weak. It definitely was weak, if I say so myself. As far as wrestling, the wrestling was super weak. Alright, so you had MVP and Matt Hardy versus Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. Kind of a random match. I know a lot of the Raw stars were at the show because they were in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is one of the big towns, and so they had a lot of the Raw stars in there, but this was a really random match to have. I mean, I know these guys are in the Money in the Bank, but still, I mean, kind of a random match to have on SmackDown, and it wasn't good at all. Then you had Beth Phoenix and Tiffany versus Michelle McCool and Layla. It's a Divas match. Tiffany didn't look as impressive as she did last week. A lot of weak spots, or a lot of botches, and just all around technically terrible wrestling. Even from Beth Phoenix also, but she was working with she wasn't working with much to begin with. John Morrison and R-Truth beating the Hart Dynasty. Wow, yet another filler match. Wasn't a good match. I mean, John Morrison and R-Truth, sure, they won, but I don't really think after watching this match that I'm convinced that they can beat Big Show and Miz, which is what we're supposed to be believing right now. Hart Dynasty, not really a threat, so this wasn't a match that I cared about. Mysterio versus Luke Gallows, it was the only match that I actually thought was a match that I could have watched, but even still then, these two had a better match a couple weeks ago, so I don't know. Then you had Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre, way too short. Drew McIntyre gets buried. Undertaker wins, way too short to even care. So as far as wrestling goes, this show was super weak on wrestling. Other segments throughout the night, you had the Cutting Edge with Jericho. Now this was done when Edge came back, and then Jericho did his show, the highlight reel, and now Edge is doing his show again. It's just, this is a really weak feud development. It's just kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. For a World Heavyweight Championship feud going into the biggest pay-per-view of the year, this is really weak. I'm looking forward to the match, but even the John Cena Batista build-up is better than this, and I don't even want to see that match. So I mean, I don't know what to say about this. And then at the end of the Undertaker match, Shawn Michaels came out, super kicked Sweet Chin Music Undertaker, and that was okay, but that wasn't really something that could make the show better. It was just something that was whatever. So that was my Smackdown thoughts. Really weak show. I just don't know. Alright, so the road to Wrestlemania is getting a lot shorter. I can see it in the distance. I can see it coming. WrestleMania is right there. I can almost touch it. And so Raw and SmackDown will both be taped on Monday night. So whoever has tickets to that, I don't know if anybody watching has tickets to that, you're in luck, because you're gonna get a great show, hopefully. Speaking of tickets, I just bought my tickets to Extreme Rules, the Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up next month, so that's gonna be awesome. I was gonna buy 4 seats, but the only 4 seats available were like the further back rows. And I don't know if you've ever been to a WWE live event, but if you're gonna get floor seats, you need to be really at least in the front, like 3 or 4 rows, because after that, just people standing up and the signs in the way, it's just kind of ridiculous. So whatever. So like I said, WrestleMania 26 is coming up, and next week is going to be huge for this channel. Just kicking off my WrestleMania 26 week. We're going to have both the Raw and SmackDown reviews as always. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to do Rando Wednesday. I'm going to go back on Chat Roulette because it was so much fun and I think you guys enjoyed it. So I'm going to go back and we'll see what we come up with this time. Thursday, I'm going to put out my prediction video, who I think is going to win at WrestleMania 26. Not only am I going to put out those videos, but also each day of the week next week, I'm going to be previewing a WrestleMania 26 match. And I'm going to do it in a different way. Now, I'm trying to figure out ways to do different videos, and so I thought, why don't I go ahead and tape, or why don't I go ahead and simulate some of the matches using SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 and my Xbox 360 and see who comes out on top, who the game predicts to win the matches, and see how accurate the game is. So, I'm just going to do that because I have nothing better to do with my life. So yeah, how you guys doing today? That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. So I'm gonna end this video before it gets any more awkward. Go ahead and don't forget to rate, subscribe if you haven't, follow me on Twitter, and let me leave you with a question. Let me think. I'm just gonna leave a question that's gonna make people argue. Who's had a better career, Shawn Michaels or Undertaker? Who do you guys think has had the better career? Both of these guys have been in WWE for a long time, and they both had lots of highlights throughout their career. But who do you think is better and why? Just there you go. And if you want to answer that, you can. If you don't, I won't hold it against you. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday with my Raw review. Peace out.